Hello, dear friends, and welcome. As we all know, the golden years are a beautiful journey, a time to reflect on the life we've lived and to embrace the freedom of prioritizing what truly matters. However, as we grow older, there's one essential aspect that we must not overlook: protecting our emotional and mental well-being from toxic relationships. So, who are the people you must avoid in your old age? In today's video, I'm going to share with you 5 types of people you need to distance yourself from. Even if they are family members, these individuals can drain your energy and steal the peace and joy you deserve during this wonderful chapter of your life. In every relationship, we naturally desire positive, nurturing interactions. Yet, sometimes, people around us, whether intentionally or unintentionally, bring negativity into our lives. And as we enter our senior years, it's even more crucial to protect our emotional health and peace. So, let's explore the 5 types of people you must avoid to ensure your later years are filled with happiness, tranquility, and fulfillment. Are you ready? Stay with me until the end of the video to learn valuable tips on how to protect yourself and prioritize your well-being. The manipulator, a silent drain on your peace and energy. As you step into your golden years, a time meant for reflection, relaxation, and nurturing connections that truly matter, it's vital to be mindful of the relationships that shape your life. Among these, manipulators stand out as a subtle but powerful force that can disrupt the tranquility you've worked so hard to achieve. Manipulators are masters of disguise. They excel at appealing to your kindness, often under the pretense of needing help or support. If you've spent decades as a rock of strength for your family, friends, or community, they know how to tap into your nurturing instincts. At first, their request might seem innocent, an errand here, a favor there. But slowly, these small asks pile up, creating a dynamic where your needs are overshadowed by their endless demands. Recognizing the manipulator. Understanding the tactics of a manipulator is the first step in protecting yourself. Here are key signs to look for. Guilt as a weapon. Manipulators often use guilt to control you. If you decline their requests, they may subtly imply that you're selfish or uncaring. Phrases like, "I thought you cared about family," or "it's not like I ask for much," can make you second-guess your decision. A one-way street. A hallmark of manipulation is the imbalance in give and take. Their needs always seem to come first, and your generosity becomes an expectation rather than a gift. Feigning urgency. Manipulators frame their needs as emergencies, making it difficult for you to say no without feeling like you're letting them down. Imagine this: you're enjoying a peaceful afternoon, savoring a moment of well-deserved rest. Suddenly, your phone rings. It's a relative who needs a favor, perhaps a ride or help with a task they could manage themselves. You oblige, thinking it's a one-time act of kindness. But soon, these calls become a pattern, intruding on your time and leaving you feeling drained. Breaking free. How to protect your peace. Recognizing manipulation is only half the battle. The real challenge lies in reclaiming your emotional well-being. Here's how you can regain control. Set clear boundaries. Boundaries are your armor against manipulation. A simple, polite, but firm response like, "I'm sorry, I can't help this time," sends a strong message. You don't owe anyone an explanation. Your decision is valid because it protects your well-being. Reflect on the relationship. Ask yourself, does this person enrich my life? Or do they take more than they give? True relationships are built on mutual respect and care. not obligation. Practice self-preservation. Saying no is not an act of cruelty, it's an act of self-love. By setting limits, you're prioritizing your peace and emotional health. Surround yourself with supportive people. Seek out connections that uplift and celebrate you. The company of those who genuinely care for you can make all the difference in your golden years. Empower yourself. Letting go of a manipulative relationship can be difficult, especially if it involves family. But remember, your time and energy are precious. You've spent a lifetime caring for others, now is the time to care for yourself. Manipulators thrive on your hesitation and fear of confrontation. But you hold the power to change the dynamic. By setting boundaries and prioritizing relationships that bring joy, you're saying yes to a life filled with peace and fulfillment. Your golden years are a time to cherish, not endure. Protecting your peace is not selfish, it's a gift you owe yourself. Take control. And let your life shine as brightly as you deserve. The self-absorbed narcissist, a one-way mirror in relationships. Imagine sitting across the table from someone who always finds a way to redirect the spotlight onto themselves. You share a cherished memory or accomplishment, only to find the conversation quickly turned into their stage performance. This is the reality of engaging with a self-absorbed narcissist, a relationship that often leaves you feeling unseen and unheard. For seniors, this dynamic can be particularly disheartening. In the later stages of life, when mutual respect, understanding, and shared stories should form the foundation of your relationships, narcissists rob you of those vital connections. Instead, they thrive on your attention, leaving little room for your voice to be heard. Recognizing the self-absorbed personality. To navigate such relationships, it's crucial to identify the key traits of narcissistic individuals. The spotlight syndrome. Conversations with narcissists are rarely reciprocal. No matter the topic, they have an uncanny ability to redirect the focus back to themselves. Share a story about your grandchild's accomplishments, and they'll immediately counter with tales of their own achievements or problems. Empathy deficit. Narcissists lack genuine interest in your experiences, emotions, or achievements. They may offer surface-level responses but rarely engage deeply or sincerely. Validation seekers. Their need for constant validation often comes at the expense of acknowledging your feelings or contributions. The emotional impact on seniors. Engaging with narcissists can feel like shouting into the void. Over time, this dynamic can erode your self-esteem and diminish your enthusiasm for sharing your stories or achievements. After all, why speak when your words are met with indifference or overshadowed by someone else's narrative? Practical strategies to reclaim your voice. It's possible to navigate relationships with narcissists while protecting your emotional well-being. Here's how. Redirect the conversation. If a narcissist continually steers the discussion back to themselves, gently but firmly reclaim the floor. Try saying, "I'd like to finish my story before we move on." This approach sets a boundary without escalating tension. Limit emotional investment. Recognize that you may never receive the depth of empathy or reciprocity you hope for from a narcissist. Adjust your expectations to avoid disappointment. Prioritize balanced relationships. Surround yourself with individuals who celebrate your presence and genuinely value your stories and contributions. True connections are built on mutual respect and interest. Stay assertive and self-aware. Avoid internalizing their dismissive behavior. Remember, their lack of interest in your experiences reflects their limitations, not your worth. Choosing the right company. The golden years are a time to savor life's moments and share them with those who appreciate you. Narcissists. by nature, are unlikely to change. Instead of investing your energy in trying to shift their behavior, channel it into nurturing relationships that uplift and support you. Closing thoughts. Life is too precious to spend in the shadow of someone else's self-absorption. By recognizing the dynamics of narcissistic relationships and adopting strategies to protect your emotional well-being, you reclaim your right to be seen, heard, and celebrated. Your voice matters. Your stories matter. Surround yourself with those who know it, and let go of the rest. The critic. When advice becomes a weapon, imagine a voice that follows you around, nitpicking every decision, every choice, and every flaw, masked as helpful advice. That's the reality of dealing with a critic. While their comments may seem harmless or even caring at first, the cumulative effect of their negativity can chip away at your self-esteem and leave you questioning your worth. Understanding the critic's mindset. Why do critics behave the way they do? More often than not, their harsh words are not about you at all, they're a mirror reflecting their own insecurities. By pointing out your perceived shortcomings, they momentarily distract themselves from their internal struggles. Recognizing this can help you detach emotionally from their remarks. Understanding that their criticism says more about them than it does about you. The subtle power of negativity. Critics don't always attack openly. Their remarks can be so subtle that they leave you doubting yourself without even realizing it. Comments like, "Are you sure that's the best choice for someone your age? I'm just saying this because I care." Over time, this negativity creates a toxic environment where you feel judged rather than supported. How to handle the critic without losing yourself. Dealing with a critic doesn't mean enduring their comments or shutting them out entirely. It's about reclaiming your sense of self and setting boundaries. Distinguish between constructive feedback and criticism. Not all feedback is harmful. Take a moment to evaluate the intent behind their words. Ask yourself, is this meant to help me grow? Or is it simply an expression of their dissatisfaction? Constructive feedback is specific and actionable, criticism is vague and often laced with negativity. Respond with confidence. When faced with unwarranted criticism, respond assertively without engaging in conflict. Statements like, "I appreciate your concern, but I'm happy with my decision. Thanks for your input, but I'm comfortable with how I'm handling this." These responses affirm your autonomy and subtly communicate that their opinion doesn't define you. Protect your emotional energy. Critics thrive on attention. Limit your exposure to their negativity by redirecting conversations or, when necessary, creating distance. It's not selfish to prioritize your peace, it's essential. Surround yourself with uplifting relationships. Counterbalance the critic's negativity by investing in relationships that encourage and support you. Seek out people who celebrate your successes and uplift you during challenges. Reclaiming your self-worth. The critic's words lose their power the moment you stop internalizing them. Their negativity doesn't define your abilities, choices, or worth. You are the author of your own story, and no one else's judgment should dictate how you live it. A final thought. Critics may see flaws, but those who truly care about you see potential. Don't let the weight of unwarranted criticism drag you down. Stand firm in who you are. Embrace your choices. And cultivate relationships that nurture, not negate, your sense of self. Life is too short to live under the shadow of judgment. Step into the light of self-acceptance. And let the critic's voice fade into the background. The irresponsible, when their chaos becomes your problem. We all know someone who seems to leave a trail of unfinished tasks, unpaid bills, or unresolved drama in their wake. These are the irresponsible individuals, those who shirk accountability and let their problems spill into your life. At first, helping them might feel like an act of kindness. But over time, their dependence can drain your energy, resources, and peace of mind. Why they avoid responsibility? Irresponsible people often lack the willingness, or sometimes the skills, to face the consequences of their actions. Instead of owning up to their mistakes or learning from them, they find others to carry the weight. This behavior can stem from immaturity, fear of failure, or even a belief that someone else will always fix things for them. Recognizing the patterns. Here are a few telltale signs that you're dealing with someone irresponsible. Constant financial emergencies. A sibling asking for just one more loan with no repayment plan. A friend who always forgets their wallet when the bill arrives. Emotional dependency. They bring endless drama into your life. From relationship crises to workplace woes. Expecting you to act as their emotional anchor. Excuses and blame shifting. They deflect responsibility for their actions, often blaming others or circumstances for their mistakes. The impact on you. Helping someone irresponsible can feel like pouring water into a leaky bucket, it's never enough. Over time, this dynamic can lead to emotional exhaustion, as their problems dominate your mental space. Financial strain? If you're constantly bailing them out. Frustration and resentment. When your kindness is met with continued irresponsibility. How to set healthy boundaries. You can still care for someone without letting their irresponsibility consume you. Here's how. Acknowledge the pattern. Recognize that their behavior isn't a one-time slip, but a recurring issue. This awareness is the first step toward breaking the cycle. Set clear limits. When they ask for help that feels excessive, politely but firmly say, "I can't loan you money, but I'm happy to help you create a budget." This shifts the focus from enabling their habits to empowering them to change. Resist the guilt trap. Irresponsible individuals often use guilt to manipulate you into helping. Remind yourself that saying no isn't cruel, it's a necessary act of self-care. Encourage accountability. Let them face the consequences of their actions. For example, if a friend forgets their wallet, they'll need to figure out how to cover their share. If a relative overspends, they'll need to adjust their lifestyle instead of relying on you. Prioritize your well-being. Surround yourself with people who contribute positively to your life. Protecting your peace isn't selfish, it's essential for maintaining healthy relationships. Empowering growth, not enabling dependence. When you stop enabling irresponsibility, you create an opportunity for growth. It's not about abandoning someone, it's about encouraging them to take charge of their own life. Your role isn't to solve their problems but to support their journey toward accountability. A final word. Irresponsibility thrives in the absence of boundaries. By setting limits and prioritizing your well-being, you can protect yourself from their chaos while fostering a healthier dynamic. Remember, you're not obligated to fix what they refuse to take responsibility for. Instead of being drawn into their endless cycle of crises, step back, breathe, and reclaim your peace. Let their journey toward accountability be theirs to navigate, you've got your own path to follow. The ungrateful, when generosity meets indifference. Few things sting as much as pouring your time, energy, or resources into someone, only to be met with ingratitude. It's not just about a lack of thank you, it's the deeper sense that your efforts are unseen, unvalued, or even dismissed. Encountering ungrateful individuals can leave you questioning not only your actions but also your worth. So, how do you navigate these interactions without letting them sap your joy or dim your light? What makes one ungrateful? Ungratefulness often stems from entitlement or emotional immaturity. These individuals may feel deserving without effort. They see your kindness as something they're owed, not a gift. Be absorbed in their own world. They lack the emotional awareness to recognize and appreciate what others do for them. View criticism as currency, instead of gratitude. They offer complaints, as though perfection is the only standard worthy of acknowledgement. While understanding these behaviors doesn't excuse them, it helps you reframe your expectations. Recognizing the ungrateful. Ungratefulness isn't always obvious, it can be subtle and insidious. Here's how to spot the pattern. No acknowledgement. Your gestures of kindness are met with silence or an attitude of indifference. For instance, you spend hours helping a friend move, and they don't even text to say thanks. Dismissive or negative responses. Instead of appreciating your efforts, they nitpick or downplay them. Example, you prepare a thoughtful meal, and they comment on what's missing instead of what's delicious. Expectation without effort. They repeatedly ask for favors but rarely, if ever, return the kindness. The emotional toll of ungratefulness. When you're constantly giving without receiving even basic acknowledgement, it can lead to resentment, as you feel taken for granted. Self-doubt. Wondering if your efforts are truly valuable. Burnout, as the joy of giving is overshadowed by emotional exhaustion. How to handle the ungrateful. Instead of letting ungrateful individuals dictate your emotional well-being, take charge with these strategies. 1. Shift your perspective. Give because it aligns with your values, not because you seek validation. Find joy in the act of giving itself, independent of the recipient's reaction. 2. Set boundaries. If their ingratitude becomes a pattern, it's okay to step back. Example, I've noticed my efforts aren't appreciated, so I'll be redirecting my energy elsewhere. 3. Adjust your expectations. Recognize that some people simply lack the capacity to express gratitude. Lower your expectations, not out of bitterness, but to protect your peace. 4. Prioritize reciprocation. Focus on relationships where your kindness is met with mutual respect and appreciation. It's not selfish to seek connections that uplift you, it's essential for emotional health. A new focus, giving to what matters, instead of pouring your energy into those who don't appreciate it. Redirect your kindness toward causes you believe in, volunteer or donate to initiatives that align with your passions. People who value you, friends, family, or even strangers who genuinely appreciate your efforts. Yourself. Sometimes, the most ungrateful person in your life is the one in the mirror. Practice self-compassion and celebrate your own efforts. Closing thought, gratitude is a reflection, not a reward. Remember, gratitude isn't a currency you're owed, it's a reflection of someone else's character. When faced with ungrateful individuals, let their response say more about them than it does about you. By focusing on your values and setting boundaries, you can reclaim the joy of giving without letting ingratitude take center stage. Your kindness has worth, whether it's acknowledged or not. Don't let anyone make you forget that. Conclusion: embracing your golden years with wisdom and grace. The golden years of life are meant to be savored, a time to reflect, grow, and bask in the freedom you've earned. But to truly embrace this chapter, it's crucial to free yourself from the shadows of toxic relationships. Manipulative, self-absorbed, critical, irresponsible, and ungrateful individuals drain the energy and joy that should define this stage of your journey. Your peace is your power. In this season of life, Peace is a gift you owe to yourself. Recognizing harmful patterns and setting firm boundaries isn't just an act of self-protection, it's an act of self-love. By stepping away from negativity, you create space for people and experiences that uplift, inspire, and honor your worth. Focusing on what matters. Celebrate mutual respect, surround yourself with those who value your wisdom, sharing your joy, and walk alongside you with compassion. Choose joy over obligation, prioritize relationships that fill your heart, not deplete it. Set the tone, let your golden years reflect the beauty of your resilience and the power of your choices. What will your legacy be? Life in your golden years is too precious to waste on negativity. This is your time to shine, to cherish each moment, and to build a legacy of fulfillment and joy. Let's continue the conversation. What's one step you plan to take to protect your peace and celebrate this chapter of life? Share your thoughts in the comments, we'd love to hear from you. And if this message resonated, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Golden Age Health for more empowering insights. Remember, your happiness is your greatest legacy. Keep shining. As we wrap up today's video, I want to remind you that your golden years are yours to cherish and enjoy, free from the burden of toxic relationships. By identifying and distancing yourself from manipulators, narcissists, critics, the irresponsible, and the ungrateful, you are taking a crucial step towards protecting your peace and well-being. It's important to surround yourself with those who uplift you, celebrate your journey, and contribute to your happiness. Life is far too precious to waste on negativity. By setting boundaries and prioritizing your emotional health, you are paving the way for a fulfilling and meaningful chapter in your life. I'd love to hear from you. What's one step you plan to take today to prioritize your peace and happiness? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And let's start a conversation about how we can all protect ourselves from toxic relationships in our later years. If you found today's video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Golden Age Health for more inspirational content. Remember, you deserve nothing less than joy and fulfillment. Take care of yourself, because your happiness matters.